now tuned into the greatest.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sage Be Me podcast. I will be your host for the day, Sage Be Me. And today we'll be talking about something else, something that I think we should have started with before we began talking about happiness. Because I was having this, I talked to a friend of mine. I asked her, can you really be happy without money? Then she told me, she really asked me questions. She was like, how will you be happy without food, shelter, clothing, the basic needs? So I was like, she really does make sense. When you're homeless, it's hard to be happy. When you don't have food, it's really hard to be happy because your stomach is really growling and asking for food and whatnot. Then I remember that when we were talking with a friend of mine, another friend of mine, this was a dude, he was telling me this story that there's this street kid. The kid, he was in the streets. Then let's say a sponsor came and saw that the child had potential in academics and everything. So he decided that he will sponsor the child to go to school to better his life. So he talked to the mother and allowed the mother allowed the guy to take the kid into his family, feed him, pay his fees and everything. So the guy finishes school, starts working, gets his own place. Then he goes to the street where the mother was and brings the mother to his house. So see, this is only natural and fair to us humans to care and have empathy for our people. But what happened is the mother really wasn't comfortable in this, and I quote, happy life. There's a reason why I put quotes on the happy. So the mother decides that I'm not comfortable staying in this house with as much as he's my son. I'll go back to the streets where I'm very comfortable in staying. So the mother runs away from the baby's house. She goes back to the streets. So from this story, what I learned is people have different thoughts of happiness. People have different things that make them happy. And people don't know what makes them happy. I don't know if it's politically correct to say that, but anyway, people don't know what makes them happy. But what I come to realize after that story, so my friend is talking about the basic needs, and on this other side, I'm seeing that the street mother is running away from the basic needs because she's more comfortable living in the streets. So basically, I come to realize that happiness is more of a choice than what we want to believe it to be. Happiness is a state of mind, because if you're given everything that you want and you're still not happy, then where's the fault? Is it in your head? You have the basic needs. Someone out there doesn't have basic needs, but they are happy wherever that they are. They are happier than you, the person who's winning. There's someone who's in prison, very much happy. Remember, he's in prison. This is a place where it's supposed to be all misery and everything, but he's happy. But this other person who's out here with all this freedom is not happy. He wants to buy a new car. They want A, B, C, D. They're not having this, so they're not happy. But this one is in jail, can't access other people, or maybe this one is in solitary confinement in jail, but for some reason he's still happy. So Happiness is a choice. I'll have to repeat this for a couple of times until it sinks in. Happiness is a choice. You can be in the worst situation in your life, but you choose to be happy. And I came to realize that most of the time when you're in depression, you're not thinking about things that will make you happy, things that will get you out of that state. You're mostly listening to sad music. When you're feeling lonely, you're listening to lonely music. This brings you deep into the loneliness. Sadness brings you deeper into the sadness. There's some bitter sweetness to making yourself even more sadder, making yourself even more lonelier. And this is human nature at its finest. It's just something that we have to accept as human beings if we want to move forward, and then use common sense to get ourselves out of the situations that we are in. Most of the time, pardon me, most of the time, the arguments that we usually have go unresolved because everyone is down, or one party is willing to talk about this, the other one is not willing. Or we can say when both parties are happy, they can solve the problem quicker than when both parties are in a gloomy mood, a gloomy state. So happiness is basically a choice. You just have to choose to be happy while faced with adversity or while in a happy place. Happiness is a choice. So before this episode ends, it's a short one, I know, but it's really basic to the point. So before the day ends, why shouldn't you choose not to be happy? Why shouldn't you choose to be filled with joy? Help yourself to move from this point to the other point, smiling. Climbing Mount Kilimanjaro is not easy, but people go there, climb for fun, or Mount Kenya, or any mountain that you'll ever think about. People go there for fun. This is hard work. It's something that's supposed to make you frown, but they do it for enjoyment. And they are happy. So it's their choice to do the hard things to make them happy. Why shouldn't you be happy when you're doing easy tasks? I came to realize that students are one of the most people who are in a state of not being happy, depression, sadness. As in, students really have it rough, especially the law students. Recently, I've been having new contacts on my contact list, and most of them are law students. And how I'm seeing that they are not okay with whatever they are doing, as in they are not jovial in doing whatever they are doing. They are not enjoying reading law. This makes me wonder, will they really be fulfilling? As in, will they really get that good energy to propel them through and just be happy before they complete their degree and everything? And the fact that law students are the ones who are facing this, they have this energy of, I shouldn't say depression. I'm thinking, I'd say law students are in a state of suffering, negativity, and they also fear failure at the same time. And this sucks. I know it sucks a lot. I don't know. So I'd like them to be in a different state, in a state of gratitude, where they don't feel the pressure of people expecting much from them. And this is not just for law students or students only. I'm talking about even people out there doing their work, going to work early in the morning. They should be in a happy state, in the sense that they'll be more productive. They'll use their brain to a higher. They'll actually use their potential much more effective than they currently are when they are feeling down. You get? I would like to request anyone listening to this podcast for today, please allow yourself, please, and I repeat, please allow yourself to be happy. It's okay. I understand that you can be at your lowest point in life. You can also be at your highest point in life. But the moment you give yourself permission to be happy, that's the moment that you'll start making things move the way you want to envision them. And that's all for today, folks. I hope you enjoy. And we are talking about joy. Oh, make sure you follow me on my podcast at sage_b_me on Twitter. Social is not podcast. Even follow this podcast on Spotify at sage_b_muchachos on Instagram. And I'll see you in the next podcast episode.